Hey everybody. Okay, so as promised, today I've decided to share my signature recipe for Cannasizzles. I call them Cannasizzles, and you can call them infused bath bombs. Everybody's different in what they want to use to infuse their bath bombs. I used to use a full spectrum oil. That can get costly to use a full spectrum cannabis oil, so I decided to come up with my own skin loving, nutritious infused oil on my own. So this makes things really simple for me, and so I guess I'll start there on what the infusion looks like. And to simplify things, I use a jar. And so when I'm actually mixing up my wet ingredients, I just got to measure out exactly what I need, and it's done in minutes. So to make my infusion, the first step I do is I boil some water on my stove for a few minutes, get it rumbling. And I will fill the jar halfway with some hemp seed oil. And I'll kind of show you what I've been using. So I'm here in Canada. I use unrefined hemp seed oil. I'll put half of that in the jar, and then I will put it to rumble a little bit and heat up a bit, and then I'll take my THC distillates in my syringes and you smoke it up a little bit with the steam, and it goes nicely into the oil. Only needs a few minutes because it's a little bit of a thick paste. So I will put up to 6 of these syringes. I usually don't fill the jar completely full. I'll only make a half jar amount. So I'll fill it with hemp oil, a quarter, and then the rest I'll use sweet almond oil. Sorry, it's backwards, but you understand what I'm saying, sweet almond oil. So I heat up the hemp oil. I'll add the distillate to whatever strength I want to make my Cannasizzles. I make 100 milligrams to 500 milligrams, but everybody's a little bit different on what they want to do. So, and then after I do that, I'll add my my sweet almond oil, and then I also will put a few of these babies, jojoba oil, a few dropper full to the mixture, just to give us some extra nutritious benefit for your skin. So that's the wet ingredients that I use in my bath bombs. Now let's talk about the dry ingredients. A lot of people are very conflicted about using salts and stuff, but I use all kinds of really great ingredients, and they seem to work out really well for me. So I will go over exactly what I also use. Plastic molds. These are the kind of molds I use. I like them because they're like little puzzle pieces that go together. They're very easy to use. I don't twist, just push together. I have the, it's like I said, like a puzzle, and it makes it really easy to make sure they're not, you know, sideways, or that they're getting done the way they're supposed to get done. And they're nice and round and hard at the end. Okay, so let's go over the dry ingredients. So here I have my sifter and my bowl. I also have another bowl because I'm actually going to make 2 different colors. So today we're going to make black raspberry vanilla Cannasizzles. So I'm excited because this is a new blend, and it's going to be launched for Mother's Day for my family. So here we go. I have 1 cup of citric acid. I add it there. I will then take my little half cupper, but I'm only going to take about a half a cup of cornstarch. Not even a quarter cup, sorry, not half a cup. A quarter cup of cornstarch. You don't want to add too much cornstarch. Cornstarch just really helps soften the skin and harden the bath bombs, I find. Okay, so now I've added a quarter cup about of cornstarch. I need to add my baking soda. So I'm going to want to add cups of baking soda to that. Sorry, I should have had these ingredients ready. But 2 cups of baking soda. I like to crush it down a bit because I'll buy it bread. Okay, so 1, 2. So 2 cups of baking soda. Get it in there. Okay, now you need your sifter. You're going to want to blend that all in there. So, you blend that all in. Okay, now that I've added the dry ingredients and sifted it in, we have 2 more ingredients we want to add, okay? So these ones I add without the sifter. So I'm going to want to add a 1/3 cup of Epsom salts. And what I do is I crush mine up really fine and throw it in. So also I'm going to want to add 2 tablespoons SLSA Lactulose surfactant. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of that. Whew. Please wear a mask because this stuff is toxic. It is toxic, man. That's the truth. Now this is the part where I gotta get air in circulation. Woo-hoo. Okay, we have our dry ingredients, and I put another quick batch together because, like I said, I'm making 2 colors. So exactly what I showed you in this batch is in this batch. Now I'm gonna wanna sift them all together. Okay, so now that I have all my dried ingredients together, I'm gonna wanna add my make my wet ingredients. So I use 3 tablespoons of what's in the jar, the special stuff that's in the jar. 1, 2, 3, okay. And then I use a tablespoon of Poly 80. Poly 80 is in there. And then I add my fragrance, my black raspberry vanilla. Oh my God, I can't wait to try this. Oh, ooh, mamacita. It smells freaking amazing. I'm sorry, but yeah, smells amazing. Okay, next we're gonna want to add the wet to the dry. And you're gonna want to do this slowly because remember, we don't want to activate our mixture, right? We're working with citric acid. So you're gonna want to slowly pour the wet into the dry. And make sure you can get in there with your hands too. So now here's the fun part where we get to add some color. I'm using FDA approved Infused dye. C145, 180, and I got this from fizzfairy.ca. I'm gonna want to add, since it's black raspberry, it kind of looks like a black raspberry color. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Add your, you might need to add more or less depending on what color you want. It seems to be very nice purpley color. I might want it a little bit more vibrant, so what I'm going to do is add more color to this mix. Okay, now that I've added the color to the wet ingredients, I'm going to take some witch hazel and I'm going to wetten it. Because this is what the batch looks like right now. It's pretty wet and thick. I'll give you a better view of the color and all that, but that's what it came out to. Now I'm going to want to add, while I'm sifting, sprays. And then you want to get in there with your hands again because it does have bubbles. You won't get it all right. So you want to get in there. And I see that the witch hazel is really bringing out the color in this Infused dye. It's beautiful. And it looks like a black raspberry to me. Good choice of color, I guess. Okay, now I'm going to want to mix that witch hazel in there. Give it one good mix with my hands because you don't want them bubbling. You don't want them falling apart. You're going to have to spend a good 5 minutes at least. Just rigorously getting every last bit of it the way you want it. Now, let me just show you what my bath bomb mix looks like now. So there you have the color. I see I have some white specks in there still, but overall, when I squish my, so I'm going to want to give it some more. Okay, so for this color, I added a couple different colors. I started with a black aqueous mica, and I topped it off with like a bath bomb red, and I came out with this raspberry color. I think it works well together. So there we go. I also took some time and made the topping. So this is just Epsom salt, and I threw in some mica into there. Little couple drops of poly 80, and I threw in some fresh hibiscus flowers. Oh, doesn't it look so pretty? Now we get to do the funnest part of all. We're gonna start molding our bath bombs. So I'm gonna wanna grab one of these halfers, take my little baby spoon, put some of the salts and hibiscus flowers in there. I'm gonna start off with a little dab of the first color, a little bit of the other color, a little bit more of that color. I'm gonna want to press, but not too hard, right? We don't want to firm them out too much. And I've made that level right across. And just kind of push a little, but not too much. You don't want to overpack them, or they won't float. Okay, and then I'm gonna want to do the same thing for this side. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to want to pack it down a little bit, but not too much, because when I overfill this side, it'll make everything dead. So I'm going to want to overfill the second half. See? Sorry, with a little bit of a mess. Take my two halves and press them together. Ooh. Ooh. And there you have it. It's beautiful. Black raspberry vanilla. Lovely. Well, I hope this recipe helps you guys. And now we're going to let those sit. And tomorrow I'll show you the end result of all of them made together. Guys, so I'm now done making and showing you how to make the black raspberry vanilla bath sizzles infused with THC, and here is the end result I have been able to make. Excuse me. Amazing bath bombs. Look at that. Pretty. Beautiful. So with these ones, I decided to do half of the black raspberry, half of the purple, just something different. I'm able to make a couple cups for myself, just because I love soaking in this stuff so much. I'm just going to show you what the batter looks like when added to water. Ooh, check that out. Foamy. Beautiful.